Hello and welcome to HCG Corporate Designs. This video is all about advertisements. So what is your first thought when you hear the word advertisement? You might be thinking of those classical full-page advertisements in print magazines. There are also posters, there are huge billboards on buildings, there are those electronic advertisement displays by the street right after the motorway exits, there are web banners on the internet, and of course something which is becoming more and more important nowadays, advertisements on smartphones and tablet PCs. So you see, advertisements are everywhere now, either on paper or on a display. And as there are so many ways of doing advertisements nowadays, it is very important to get clear about some certain points in the beginning. Something that is very important, you have to know what type of media your target group is consuming. Then you have to know at what time your target group is consuming the chosen media. There are some statistics from the US, for example, and they show that advertisements on smartphones and tablet PCs are most successful in the evenings, on weekdays, or on the weekends. Because people are much more observative at that time of the day, and they are more likely to buy something in the evening on their smartphone or their tablet PC. Then it's very important to differentiate between, are you doing advertisement for you as a company, as a whole, or are you doing an advertisement for a certain product or service that you sell? Because it's a major difference if you do branding for a brand or a company or a product advertisement. It's also very important nowadays that you do cross-channel marketing or cross-channel advertisements. That means transporting one and the same message through various channels towards your target group. Speaking of radio spots, TV spots, advertisements in print magazine, Facebook promotion, all that. Everything has to go hand in hand together with one and the same promotion message. No matter what type of media you choose for placing your advertisement, the core message is always the same. Dear customer, please buy my product. So there are some rules and some tips and tricks to follow how to make a perfect advertisement that really works perfectly for you and your business. I want to present you here some rules. I call them the 10 golden rules for a perfect advertisement. So number 1 is very easy. Tell the clients who you are. Place your logo on top of the advertisement, if possible on the top left. Number 2, what is your advertisement about? So what product or what service do you want to sell with your advertisement? And please stick to the KISS principle. Keep it short and simple, because nobody wants to read long stories. That's boring for everybody. Keep it short and simple. Just what product it is, and always use a great photo, because photos and pictures, they always sell. It has to be a really high-class photo that is convincing. Number 3, what target group are you talking to? And most importantly, directly talk to your target group. Always go for the direct approach towards your potential customer. For example, if you are selling adventure holiday trips, you could say, "Explorers, listen." This would be a nice sentence, for instance, to directly approach your target group. Number 4, indicate a concrete price. Now there are different opinions about if it's good or not to indicate a concrete price in your advertisement, but I would say it depends on how price sensitive your market really is. For instance, if you are a food discounter, the price is the sales argument, so you have to indicate a price in your advertisement. If you're selling luxury cars, for instance, it's not a good idea to indicate a price in your advertisement. So it depends how price sensitive is your market. Rule number 5, tell your target group what benefit or financial benefit they have when they buy your product or your service. So this could be, for example, buy 2, get 1 for free, or get a 20% discount, or get a voucher for your next purchase. Something like that. So really tell your customer what benefit he has when he buys a product from you. And it is very sad, but it's a matter of fact that we live in very hard times and people are always going for financial benefits. Because if you're selling hair shampoo, for instance, people expect that your hair shampoo is very good. You don't have to point that out all the time. But what they don't expect is to get a financial benefit. For instance, to get 2 bottles for the price of 1 bottle. So as sad as it is, try to offer a financial benefit for your target group. So in rule number 5, you hopefully convinced your clients that they have to buy a product from you. In rule number 6, you have to put a pressure on them to actually do something. So how do you do that? You either indicate a promotion period, for instance, this promotion is only valid for the end of the month, or you offer a certain amount of products at this special rate you're offering in the advertisement. So in rule number 5, you hopefully convinced your client that you have a very good product. In rule number 6, you put a pressure on him to act quickly. And now in rule number 7, you have to tell him what he has to do. This is called call to action. This is something like buy now, call now, make your order today, something like this. You really explicitly have to tell your client what he has to do. Many, especially small and middle-sized companies, forget about that, or they don't think about it, or if they know it, what this call to action is, they simply neglect it because they think it's not important. But believe me, it is very important. It is one of the most important things in advertisements nowadays. Always use a clear call to action, because we are living in a time where we are flooded with advertisements. So which messages remain alive? The ones that put their hands up and say, please buy me. So when you think back of rule number 5 explained that it is important to offer a certain benefit or a financial benefit to your client, like buying 2 bottles of hair shampoo and one of that is free. This is a logical benefit that everybody understands. Rule number 8 goes even further. Rule number 8 says that you have to convince your client on an emotional level. Something like when you're selling adventure holidays, for instance, you can say, here you get the real life, for instance, or here you get the real experience. Something, a very final short sentence that is like the cherry on top of the cake. Something that is convincing not on a logical level, like in rule number 5, but on an emotional level. In rule number 5, you convince your client on a logical level. In rule number 6, you put pressure on him. In rule number 7, you call him to do an action. In rule number 8, you convinced him on an emotional level. And now in rule number 9, you have to tell him where he can buy all this, where he can buy your products. So depending on the kind of advertisement, indicate your store addresses, or indicate an email address where we can order something, or simply indicate a website. A website is always the best and shortest way. So tell your client where he can buy your product. And last but not least, golden rule number 10, the design. The design of your advertisement has to go hand in hand with your corporate design. This is very important. Everything else looks unprofessional, and people don't really buy products from an unprofessional company. So make sure your advertisement design goes hand in hand with your corporate design. So with these 10 golden rules, you are perfectly equipped to generate more income with your advertisements. HCG Corporate Design is very happy to help you with creating the content as well as the design for your advertisements, regardless of print or web banners on the internet or advertisements on mobile devices. So profit from our 10 golden rules for perfect advertisements and boost your income. Simply send us an email to office@hcg-corporate-designs.com, or send us a message via the contact form on our website, and we are very much looking forward to helping you with this. So if you like this video, please comment it and share it with your friends and business partners, and don't forget to subscribe to our video channel. I wish you a very pleasant day, and I'm looking forward to receiving your email.